Trail and load of girls. Hey, me choose you out of the pack, girl. Wine for me non-stop, girl, you living on my mind, and never let you go this time. You need to come over, yeah. Ooh. Give me your love, light my fire. You the one your mind desire. Got me going crazy, yeah. Hey, back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Brace me, girl, turn it around now. Back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Y'all in the place with the buff, waist bubble up. Me say me can't leave, lock down with the cuff. Y'all them look so sexy and so tender, them not tough. And them no want no what this man said, them no want no cruff. From them serious step in, them know more enough. And when the girl them text it, them get more enough. Hey, in at the place, girl you full up a shape. You wine, you bubble up, you back it up. Hey, back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Brace me, girl, turn it around now. Back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Bad girl, you're deep on my mind, oh. Bad girl, you're deep on my mind, oh. Watch how she a bubble and wine, moving up the waistline. Deep on my mind, alright. Hey, bad girl only. Bad girl only. Girl, brace up that body, they palm me. Girl, wine up that body, they palm me. Bad girl only. Bad girl only. Girl, brace up that body, they palm me. Girl, wine up that body, they palm me. Hey, back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Brace me, girl, turn it around now. Back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Girl, you living on my mind, and never let you go this time. You need to come over, yeah. Ooh. Give me your love, light my fire. You the one your mind desire. Got me going crazy, yeah. Hey, back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Brace me, girl, turn it around now. Back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion.
Whichever West African country you are from, on West Africa Democracy Radio 94.9 FM Dakar.
We turn on the power in your radio.
I love it.
We bring current news from your country to you here in Senegal, in French and English. We got you covered because we are La Voix d'Afrique, the African voice. 94.9 FM Dakar. We are West Africa Democracy Radio. It's you speaking.
PH Music.
Come on.
man ak moom sikk neen dara mi nada baby bàyyi li ngay def ndax lu nekk maa koy def li ma bëgg mooy sa xel bi yow nga dindi li si def lii bi dellu si fi ma toll si yow ma si dellu si kaw ma nekk ma li nekk tuma dara safin to my baby
We praise thy name. We lift our hands and sing. God is amazing. He brought me through the storm. Oh yes it is, my God is amazing. He's the only one I trust with my soul. He will keep my soul. He helped me out. He comfort me through my stress, my woes, my pain. He is my strength through every day. He's all I need. Ooh, God is always available. trust with my soul. He will keep my soul. Sometimes it's rough and life gets tough, but God's blessings is more than enough. You need to trust Him. You need to praise Him. Take it to God in prayer. Don't be downhearted. Don't get weary. There's sufficient grace for you and me. Trust and believe. You will see. God will be there. We'll be right there. God is amazing. He brought me through the storm. Yes, He did. Oh, yes, He did. Yes, He did. My God is amazing.
Vous êtes jeune et les questions de votre époque vous intéressent. Vous êtes sur la bonne fréquence. Jeunesse active, votre espace d'échange jeune vous interpelle. De l'entrepreneuriat à la politique, en passant par l'économie, les loisirs, tout sur votre rendez-vous hebdomadaire. Jeunesse active, c'est chaque vendredi sur la 94.9 FM à partir de 15h05, temps universel, rediffusion le même jour à 20h TU. Les mardis, votre émission sera diffusée à nouveau à partir de 9h le matin et dans l'après-midi à 15h05 TU. Jeunesse active, activez-vous autour de l'essentiel car l'avenir s'est construit maintenant.
Il était une fois une radio. Elle se bat pour elle-même. À Dakar, Wadr 94.9 FM. Et pour ses milliers d'auditeurs, elle promeut la paix et le dialogue. Elle est au cœur de l'Afrique de l'Ouest. Elle l'inonde d'informations fiables et fraîches, consciente que l'info est la clé du monde. Prenez le pouvoir avec la West Africa Democracy Radio. À vous la parole.
WADR, l'actualité en bref.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour. Vous êtes sur la West Africa Democracy Radio. Il est 11h et c'est l'heure des brèves. Côte d'Ivoire, la Côte d'Ivoire a annoncé hier mardi avoir découvert son tout premier gisement de coltan. La mine qui se trouve à Issia, dans le centre-ouest du pays, a été découverte par la SODEMI, Société de développement minier de Côte d'Ivoire. Le gisement devrait être, selon les sources officielles, exploité par une société chinoise dont le nom n'a pas encore été révélé. La Côte d'Ivoire rejoint ainsi donc la République démocratique du Congo parmi les pays détenteurs de coltan, minerai convoité dans l'industrie technologique. Direction le Mali et le Rwanda ont signé pas moins de 19 accords de partenariat à Kigali le 27 mai dernier lors de la réunion de commission mixte. La signature de ces accords vise à renforcer la coopération entre les deux pays dans plusieurs domaines tels que la justice, la sécurité, le commerce, la santé ou encore l'exploitation minière. La commission mixte, créée le 19 septembre 2023, supervisera l'état de l'exécution de ces accords de coopération et explorera d'autres domaines de partenariat. La commission mixte CPM Rwanda-Mali témoigne de la préoccupation de l'engagement des deux pays en faveur de la paix et de la sécurité, nous dit le porte-parole de la CPM. Nigeria, une trentaine de pêcheurs tués dans le nord-est du pays par les djihadistes. L'attaque a été perpétrée dans la nuit du dimanche au lundi dans l'état du Borno. Selon les sources officielles, Ce serait en représailles des récents bombardements de l'armée nigériane qui ont tué plusieurs djihadistes. Ibrahim Liman, membre de l'unité paramilitaire locale collaborant avec les forces armées nigérianes dans la lutte anti-djihadiste, a indiqué, je cite, « Les opérations de recherche sont encore en cours et le nombre dépasserait les 30 personnes. » Sénégal, le président sénégalais Bassirou Diomaye Faye est attendu demain à Ouagadougou pour une visite d'amitié et de travail, sa première dans l'un des pays de l'Alliance des États du Sahel qui ont récemment tourné le dos à la communauté économique des États d'Afrique de l'Ouest. Selon l'agence d'information du Burkina, l'AIB, le président Bassirou Diomaye Faye et le président du Faso, le capitaine Ibrahima Traoré, vont échanger sur le renforcement de la coopération bilatérale sur les sujets d'intérêt commun. Guinée, après les plaidoiries des avocats de la partie civile et les réquisitions du parquet, c'est au tour des avocats de la défense de s'adresser au tribunal dans l'affaire des événements du 28 septembre 2009. Les conseils de Dadis Camara et compagnie ont pendant plusieurs heures essayé de démontrer aux juges l'innocence de leurs clients. Ils accusent le parquet de vouloir condamner leurs clients, je cite, sans preuve. Au Burkina Faso, les députés autorisent la ratification de la charte de l'Iptako-Gourma instituant l'Alliance des États du Sahel. À travers cette charte, le gouvernement burkinabé dispose désormais d'un cadre légal pour lutter contre le terrorisme en collaboration avec le Mali et le Niger. Mesdames et messieurs, ainsi s'achève ces brèves. Merci de nous avoir écoutés. Nous vous donnons rendez-vous dans nos prochaines grandes éditions à 12h pour la version anglaise et à 13h pour la version française. Vous pouvez nous retrouver aussi sur nos pages Facebook, X, Instagram ou tout simplement sur www.ward.org. Au micro, c'était Charlène Dinga, à la console Mustapha Sek. Merci.
Vous avez tout.
C'est la West Africa Democracy Radio.
Des informations, des émissions de tout genre.
Et surtout, de la bonne musique.
West Africa Democracy Radio, à vous la parole.
Actu de la semaine. Votre magazine vous revient avec quelques petits changements. Désormais, la rétrospective de l'actualité ouest-africaine vous parviendra à partir de 9h les samedis.
Que les partis politiques ne soient pas d'accord, il n'y a pas de problème. Les institutions républicaines ont été dissoutes, on a tous accepté. Ils ont un esprit de revanche contre les nouvelles autorités.
Une heure pour tout comprendre des sujets majeurs qui font l'actualité. Si vous avez raté le rendez-vous, pas de problème. Actu de la semaine revient à vous à 19h les samedis. Actu de la semaine avec Sani Moumouni Seibou, la clé pour comprendre ce qui se passe en Afrique de l'Ouest.
Ont été réservés à celui qui a conquis le pouvoir par les armes.
Les lois qui protègent la liberté de manifester, ce sont des lois organiques.
Actu de la semaine, analyse, décryptage et commentaires sur les sujets majeurs de la semaine en Afrique de l'Ouest. Sani Moumouni Seibou.
Make a relay for 5 rounds. Bedroom bully me when you do by me boomba. Daddy lumba me kuba timba. I see your penny with the max on. I penny for your mommy frame. Skin to skin and attach it. Baby make it take a glass. I go take a sip. I give Bonia by me team my SSC in pain. I go give you something where you go maintain. I bet for what you straight to your membrane. I feel to see your penny this way. See your penny that way. The ex-fat boyfriend who many more pen no show. Only a cuckoo drew. Wishing the new cramp for us so soon. And your finest keeper. Me pun a shot of betting you say goalkeeper. Make me hand to something like Big Timber.
Girl, I know you wanna whine it. Yeah, I see you wanna whine it. like Pablo, moving them kilos. Do shows like amigos and look fly like some egg. You know I'm in it for the cash flow. I wanna see them pesos, be ballin' like Pablo, moving them kilos. Do shows like amigos and look fly like some egg. Screaming rum, pum, 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 yeah, da da dum dum. Coming from the slums, we from gritty London. Yeah, girl, we bump up, one broke and have fun. Cabs Toyota, if not a Honda. Screaming rum, pum, 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 yeah, da da dum dum. Coming from the slums, we from gritty London. Yeah, girl, we bump up, one broke and have fun. Cabs Toyota, if not a Honda.
Girl, I know you wanna whine it. Yeah, I see you wanna whine it. Wanna bury so behind it. You don't feel nobody get come ride it. Girl, I know you wanna ride it. How your body not be lying. You gon' make a nigga cry it. Make us sit down, let's talk. Make you sip a drink, sit down, let's talk, let's talk.
If we all like to the end, wanna see you with me to the end. Before I cheat on my family, you're my man. I wanna see the time ring to a cross. You should be the reason why I'm happy when you love me, never leave me. I just wanna good time. I know you wanna see me when I'm shaking, when I'm whining. Every time I can see you in your eyes. Right now we can pull up on the way, have a time to celebrate. Couple shots in my cup, I'm just sipping on the rain, get you getting in out the way. Right now we can pull up on the way, have a time to celebrate. Couple shots in my cup, I'm just sipping on the rain, get you getting in.
Girl, I know you wanna whine it. Yeah, I see you wanna whine it. Wanna bury so behind it. You don't feel nobody get come ride it. Girl, I know you wanna ride it. How your body not be lying. You gon' make a nigga cry it. Make us sit down, let's talk. Make you sip a drink, sit down, let's talk, let's talk. Welcome to Senegal, West Side, Africa. District de Cap-Vert, yaa ngi ci lébu gi yéeg si nga ñemee coono dëggu fier jóg liggéey lébu xaarul kenn ci leen ko fi def ba indi fi coow non li la ci dugal du la ci génn xëy géej gontu tool baykat lañu ak mool bu ñu xëyul benn fan ci at mi rek xont gi cool fu gan jóge lekk ba fool jamak fu la nice xol xipil sa gët yi xool ñépp bokk tax duñu ndóol am diine bokk cosaan xam-xam du lu ñuy sàggane cetu karaw ba ci dëstën dësteen seen fi mu gëne boy wër organisation ba dugg ci lépp di dëxëñ toog jox cër éducation la ñu dëbbee nak ki fesal koor rakk topp mag roy ci baayam kenn du dox di gàkk ku yootu wéeru waay am def mbokk sax teg ci bët rek mu mën laa yem ñëpp yem am kilifa xaajaat la ñu bu ko sax ci
We cosano, ni cosane, we cosane, ni cosane, lebu cosane.
Mbokkum lébu comme ren ak pataas ren baa nga jandeere cet laa ñi tubaab yàlla jula baa ñi fii sawu janta fii su ngoor lébu am nañu cosaane aw la ma waxal du mbëggay lala pël-pëleen du mbëggay belli belleen du mbëggay palli palleen du mbëggay aw la ma waxal du mbëggay
Sekk njaayaatu ma njaay ngooni abu demba baay maan sekk neegi mbaaw mengi yoo fi jee na riiro
mbaaw tubaab ba ma jàlle woon raay mbele ba ma demee cocc mbaaw tubaab ba ma jàlle woon raay mbele tubaab ba ne bonjour monsieur sa ware wàcc sa ware tubaab ba ne bonjour monsieur sa ware wàcc sa ware mag ñoom ku lee ku laali këlale mag ñoom doole yaa yi daam la mag ñoom ku lee ku laali këlale mag ñoom doole yaa yi daam la mag ñoom ku lee ku laali këlale mag ñoom doole yaa yi daam la boo mën a bay timaate moo ma dugal ca mbayam timaate ba doon man rek kaa du ma ci duga yaay magal gi doy nal ma mbokkum lépp comme ren ak pataas ren baa nga jandeer ket laa ñi tubaab jaala jula baa ñi fii saw janta fis nga lépp am nañu cosaani aw la ma waxal nu ma gay lala pël pële nu ma gay pelli pelle nu ma gay palli palle nu ma gay aw la ma waxal nu ma gay hey ay lépp la bii ay lépp la ay lépp la bii ay lépp la ay lépp la bii ay lépp la ay lépp la
Hallelujah. We praise thy name. We lift our hands and sing. God is amazing. He brought me through the storm. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. My God is amazing. He's the only one I trust with my soul. He will keep my soul. He helped me out. He comfort me through my stress, my woes, my pain. He is my strength through every day. He's all I need. Ooh, God is always available, and God is able. He'll cast away your sins and move on mountains with true love and grace. Oh yes, he will. Yes, he will. God is amazing. He's my fortress. Lead me out of darkness. He makes me whole. Ooh, God is amazing. He's the only one I trust with my soul. He will keep my soul. Sometimes it's rough and life gets tough, but God's blessings is more than enough. You need to trust Him. You need to praise Him. Take it to God in prayer. Don't be downhearted. trust with my soul.
He will keep my soul.
Ooh, God is amazing. He brought me. Girl, let me take you on a. Girl, let me take you on a. Wanna vacate. Too much work, no play. At the end of the day, I could take you to Jamaica, Antigua, Bermuda, Aruba. Anywhere you choose in the Caribbean. Girl, let me take you on a vacation. In Bahama, Barbados or Trinidad. Girl, me I bring you all over. Sipping margarita tequila in a hand. Me and me girl on a vacation. Where your pussy good, me woulda fly you anywhere me go. And anywhere you choose, me woulda never ever tell you no. Alright, phone them lock up now, answer no one. Private resort, now give her the location. We living it up cause we work so hard. Now we treating ourselves to the VK plan. Airbnb, hey, girl, your boom boom connect to me like Verizon or AT&T. Tell them bring out the well done lobster for you, steamers for me. One drip of the tambourine, mango sauce and if a pepper, we giving you the bonnet to scotch. Ready when you're ready, girl, we taking off for you. Jamaica, Antigua, Bermuda, Aruba. Anywhere you choose in the Caribbean. Girl, let me take you on a vacation. Bahama, Barbados or Trinidad. Girl, me I bring you all over. Sipping margarita tequila in a hand. Me and me girl on a vacation. Yeah, give me body pass. See the black card, yeah, she run the cross. Me go the backlash, she go the floss. Me give her the flair, but she know the sauce, yeah. Yeah, life so crazy, working so hard, make time for my baby. We only got one life, so we live it in style and make it worthwhile. Jamaica, Antigua, Bermuda, Aruba. Anywhere you choose in the Caribbean. Girl, let me take you on a vacation. Bahama, Barbados or Trinidad. Girl, me I bring you all over. Sipping margarita tequila in a hand. Me and me girl on a vacation. On a vacation. Tequila vacation. White rum vacation. Me and my girl on a vacation. Vacation. Mimosa vacation. Margarita, rum punch blend with the umbrella pine and the two cherry them. Jamaica, Antigua, Bermuda, Aruba. Anywhere you choose in the Caribbean. Girl, let me take you on a vacation. Bahama, Barbados or Trinidad. Girl, me I bring you all over. Sipping margarita tequila in a hand. Me and me girl on a vacation.
This year, this broadcast season of 2024
on West Africa Democracy
on
Radio.
West Africa Democracy Radio.
Get ready for 2020 more.
2020 more. It's the year of more on WADR. More of your favorite programs.
This broadcast season of 2024, more of your favorite programs, more news, more special programs, and topping it with more great music.
More news, more special programs, more specials.
More specials.
Don't miss out in this year of 2020 more on West Africa Democracy Radio, 94.9 FM Dakar.
And on all of our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
This year 2024, it's 2020 more on WADR.
West Africa Democracy Radio, 94.9 FM Dakar. It's you speaking.
DJ Bolt in the building.
Sabi girl no they too like talk. Animals they in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish them won't fight us. If them they run them no fit catch up. I know they form say I too righteous. No con they form say you too like us. You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap be no wrong. But it they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap be the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. You for me jackpata, I dey go Ghana. You never thought you dey from papas. Which kind money we never see before. Cause hello me, got me feeling I'm the one. Ajay. Can never take my cake away. Ajay, you can't count my grace. I just did my lane. You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap. But it they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap be the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. Cause we they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap be the rush. The kind money we touch. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. No darling with us. There's no darling.
And I've been living fast life, but I see it in slow. Oh no, and you see my lifestyle, I got cheese in the tub. See many people there outside where they feed man's oboe. Oh no, and me I stand the defender like Joseph Yobo. But girl say she want Netflix and chill, so I chatty get even warning. If you fall in love, Kelly satin. You go to breakfast, I'm not capping. Can you see dripple, I'm not catching. I'm not faking this, no fugazi. You see these feelings, I'm not catching. I'm a quest and feet, I just want it. Happiness. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Happiness. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night.
I find the assassin, if it be the reason why your baba want to jealous me. If you want to take I'm serious, I do top speed. No fit to resonate, I'm on a different frequency. I don't think it's necessary. I'll be done with just somebody that could do like me. When I be like Musala coming off the right wing, I cut to your defender, you no need to tell me. I'm a horse, finesse. And you know, say me, I'm a snap. I go carry go. If me, I got money past you. If you're not careful, finesse. You know, say me, I'm a snap. I go carry go. If me, I got money past you. If you're not careful,
happiness. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Happiness. If I broke, now my business. All I show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Baby, you know that I will let you go. Baby, you know that I will let you go. Baby, you know that I will let you go.
Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. If you
call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina. I'm a Angelina. Oh, me all down. Anytime when I see you for the club or the television, your body. Sure you know say the thing when you carry 50 kill somebody. You know I feel a vibe, you feel a vibe, so baby whine upon me. Yeah, and I know you shy, but it's cool when we're making love. On the low, 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 on the low. I don't charge my energy, I no get time for no enemy. DJ Bolt in the building. Nothing with person never see. I'm on nothing with person never see. Forget it, I say fashi. Money soon expected. Take our body agent. I take her to the person. Jelly. I'm in the answer, then yes sir. Then I'm in the answer, yes sir. Respect is reciprocal, even though I know say I'm special. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't sort it, I can't sort it. Go back to fele, I can't sort it. You want your bed, you never walk. Should not because myself, I never talk. I look you, they laugh, you go. I shall no say the time go come, mama. I no say the time go come. Money you no go fit till I no more. Mama, life not done by gun. Whether you like or not, go back to me, you best kill it, go boss. So yeah, keep me jack on bow. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't sort it, I can't sort it.
Baby, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, no day for me, young girl, oh young girl. No tell me no, oh. Baby, gon' give me your lo. I see this fine girl from my party, she wear yellow. Every other girl they do too much, but this girl mellow. Now in my divine situation, I go use they tell I'm mellow.
Chill and load the girls there, chill and load the girls. Hey, me choose you at the back, girl. Wine for me non-stop, girl, you living on my mind. Never let you go this time. You need to come over, yeah. Ooh. Give me your love like my fire. You the one your mind desire. Got me going crazy, yeah. Hey, back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Brace me, girl, turn it around now. Back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Y'all in the place with the buff, waist bubble up. Me say me can't leave, lock down with the cuff. Y'all them look so sexy and so tender, them not tough. And them no want no worthless man, say them no want no cruff. From them serious step in, them know more enough. And when the girl them text set, them get more enough. Hey, in at the place, girl you full up a shape. You wine, you bubble up, you back it up. Ooh. Hey, back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Brace me, girl, turn it around now. Woo. Back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Bad gal, you dip on my mind, oh. Bad gal, you dip on my mind, oh. Watch how she a bubble and wine, moving up the waistline. Dip on my mind, alright. Hey, bad, 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 bad gal only. Bad, 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 bad gal only. Gal brace up the body, they palm me. Gal wind up the body, they palm me. Bad, 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 bad gal only. Bad, 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 bad gal only. Gal brace up the body, they palm me. Gal wind up the body, they palm me. Hey, back it up, turn me on, tease me, gal. Wine go down, number one champion. Brace me, gal, turn it around now. Back it up, turn me on, tease me, gal. Wine go down, number one champion. Ooh. Yeah. Girl, you're living on my mind, and never let you go this time. You need to come over, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Give me your love like my fire. You the one your mind desire. Got me going crazy, yeah, yeah. Hey, back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Brace me, girl, turn it around now. Back it up, turn me on, tease me, girl. Wine go down, number one champion. Ooh. Yeah.
PH Music.
Radio. We hope that West Africa Democracy Radio will help us to spread all this information all around the ECOWAS countries.
West Africa Democracy Radio. It's you speaking.
Maestro on the beat.
Fuma sa gis nit ku ñuy tëj te deewagul. Del ko lu tër ko rey di kel ki moytu. Boppu waa ngi jël bu soo di ñaaw li mu xooti. Matrak bu tegoon soo yaram fàtte woo. Yaakaar nga tasoon abandooy ma dem ba miis ko. Sama dund mel ni internet. Li ngi gis bokkul ak lii ne. Gentu gi jeex na léegi maa ngi nii di free. Amatuma benn rëccu li ma weesu. Dama xasa woon a gën a duma geesu. Yabbi naa la duma lekkaat. Dama déglu mbëgg a fay bu ko forcé. Kàkkatar bari ci ko lañ ko xàmmee. Lépp lu wax du meew ñamal seet kaay. Déglu ma man bàyyi naa la. Mel ni weer ñu may seen ci kaw. Lépp lu ma nekk mu glow up. Be amigo man maa la off. Train bi fii la la ba demal nga toog. Maa ngi jongo ma lu neex. Mel ni Rose Valente. Foo ma sey di way rek. Def lu am classe te ci di xeeñ neex. Maa yëngal àdduna. Jonge sax waru na. Gentu gi jeex na léegi maa ngi nii di free. Amatuma benn rëccu li ma weesu. Dama xasa woon a gën a duma geesu. Yabbi naa la duma lekkaat. Dama déglu mbëgg a fay bu ko forcé. Kàkkatar bari ci ko lañ ko xàmmee. Lépp lu wax du meew ñamal seet kaay. Déglu ma man bàyyi naa la.
Girl, let me take you on a, girl, let me take you on a. On a vacay. Too much work, no play. At the end of the day, I could take you to Jamaica, Antigua, Bermuda, Aruba. Anywhere you choose in the Caribbean, girl, let me take you on a vacation. Bahama, Barbados or Trinidad, girl, me I bring you all over. Sipping margarita tequila in a hand. Me and me girl pan a vacation. Where you pussy good, me woulda fly you anywhere me go. And anywhere you choose, me woulda never ever tell you no. Alright, phone them lock off now, answer no one. Private resort, now give her the location. We living it up cause we work so hard. Now we treating ourselves to the vacay plan. Airbnb. Girl, your boom boom connect to me like Verizon or AT&T. Tell them bring out the well done lobster for you, steamers for me. One drip of the tamarind mango sauce and if a pepper, we giving you the bonito scotch. Ready when you're ready, girl, we taking off for you. Jamaica, Antigua, Bermuda, Aruba. Anywhere you choose in the Caribbean, girl, let me take you on a vacation. Bahama, Barbados or Trinidad, girl, me I bring you all over. Sipping margarita tequila in a hand. Me and me girl pan a vacation. Yeah, give me body pass. See the black card, yeah, she run the cross. Me go the buckle and she go the floss. Me give her the flair, but she know the sauce, yeah. Yeah, life's so crazy, working so hard, make time for my baby. We only got one life, so we live it in style and make it worthwhile. Jamaica, Antigua, Bermuda, Aruba. Anywhere you choose in the Caribbean, girl, let me take you on a vacation. Bahama, Barbados or Trinidad, girl, me I bring you all over. Sipping margarita tequila in a hand. Me and me girl on a vacation. On a vacation, tequila vacation, white rum vacation. Me and my girl on a vacation, vacation, mimosa vacation, margarita, rum punch blend with the umbrella pine and the two cherry them. Jamaica, Antigua, Bermuda, Aruba. Anywhere you choose in the Caribbean, y'all make me take you on a vacation. Bahama, Barbados or Trinidad, y'all me I bring you all over. Sipping margarita tequila in a hand, me and me gal on a vacation.
Make a relay for 5 rounds. Bedroom bully me when you do by me boomba. Daddy lumba me kubatimba. I see your penny with the max on. A penny for your mommy frame. Skin to skin and attach it. Baby make it take a glass. I go take a sip. I give Bonia by me team my SS skin pain. I go give you something where you go maintain. I bet for what yass straight to your membrane. I feel to see your penny this way. See your penny that way. The ex-fat boyfriend who many more pen no show. Only a cuckoo drew. We shouldn't need more cramp for us soon. And your finest keeper. Me punish shot up bet you it's a goalkeeper. Make me handle something like big timber.
Girl, I know you wanna whine it. Yeah, I see you wanna whine it. Wanna bury for behind it. Me no feel nobody get come ride it. Girl, I know you want ride it. Cause your body not be lying. You gon' make a nigga cry it. Make you sit and let's stop. Make you sip a drink, sit and let's stop.
You know I'm in it for the cash flow. I wanna see them best hours. Be ballin' like Pablo. Living them kilos. Do shows like amigos. And look fly like some egos. You know I'm in it for the cash flow. I wanna see them best hours. Be ballin' like Pablo. Living them kilos. Do shows like amigos. And look fly like some egos. Screaming rum, pop, pop, pop. My da da dum dum. Coming from the slums, we from Great London. Yeah, girl, we bump up, one broke and have fun. Cabs Toyota, if not a Honda. Screaming rum, pop, pop, pop. My da da dum dum. Coming from the slums, we from Great London. Yeah, girl, we bump up, one broke and have fun. Cabs Toyota, if not a Honda.
Girl, I know you wanna whine it. Yeah, I see you wanna whine it. Wanna bury for behind it. Me no feel nobody get come ride it. Girl, I know you want ride it. Cause your body not be lying. You gon' make a nigga cry it. Make you sit and let's stop. Make you sip a drink, sit and let's stop. Let's go.
If we all go to the end, wanna see you with me to the end. Before I cheat on my family, you're my man. I wanna see the time ring to a cross. You should be the reason why I'm happy when you love me, never leave me. I just wanna good time. I know you wanna see me when I'm shaking, when I'm whining. Every time I can see you in your eyes. Right now we can pull up on the way, pull up on the way. Have a birthday celebrate. Couple shots in my cup, I'm just sipping on the rain, sipping on the rain. Get you getting out the way. Right now we can pull up on the way, pull up on the way. Have a birthday celebrate. Couple shots in my cup, I'm just sipping on the rain, sipping on the rain. Get you getting
Girl, I know you wanna whine it. Yeah, I see you wanna whine it. Wanna bury for behind it. Me no feel nobody get come ride it. Girl, I know you want ride it. Cause your body not be lying. You gon' make a nigga cry it. Make you sit and let's stop. Make you sip a drink, sit and let's stop. Let's go.
Capital Santé, votre programme sur la West Africa Démocratie Radio, tous les lundis à partir de 9h30 temps universel, rediffusion le même jour à 13h30 temps universel et samedi à 21h temps universel.
Bien que j'avais constaté la boule une année avant.
Des reportages, des dossiers, Des interviews, des enquêtes pour une meilleure compréhension des pathologies avec les experts, les acteurs de la santé et les victimes aussi.
Mes cheveux tombent, je noircis, je n'ai plus d'appétit.
Voulez-vous rester en forme? Voulez-vous être en bonne santé?
Il faut boire beaucoup d'eau. Il faut boire au moins 1,50 litre d'eau par jour.
Écoutez Capital Santé sur la WADR 94.9 FM à Dakar, sur notre site wadr.org et sur tous nos réseaux sociaux avec Essouli Jeju.
DJ Bolt in the building.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals they in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish them won't fight us. If them they run them no fit catch up. I know they form say I too righteous. No con they form say you too like us. You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap in no wrong. But it they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap in the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. For me, Jack Bata, I dey go Ghana. You never thought you dey from papas. Which kind of money we never see before. Cause hello me, got me feeling I'm the one. Ajay. Can never take my cake away. Ajay, you can't count my grace. I just did my lane. You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap wrong. But it they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap in the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. Cause it they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap in the rush. The kind money we touch. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. No darling with us. There's no darling.
And I've been living fast life, but I see it in slow. Oh no, and you see my lifestyle, I got cheese in the tub. See many people there outside where they feed man's oboe. Oh no, and me I stand the defender like Joseph Yobo. But girl say she want Netflix and chill, so I chatty get even warning. If you fall in love, Kelly satin. You go to breakfast, I'm not capping. Can you see dripple, I'm not catching. I'm not faking this, no fugazi. You see these feelings, I'm not catching. I'm a quest and feet, I just want it.
Happiness. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Happiness. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night.
F-I-N-E-S-S see if it be the reason why your baba want to jealous me. If you want to take I'm serious, I do top speed. No fit to resonate, I'm on a different frequency. I don't think it's necessary. I'll be done with somebody that could do like me. When I be like Musala coming off the right wing, I cut to your defender, you no need to tell me. I'm a horse, finesse. And you know, say me, I'm a snap. I go carry go. If me, I got money past you. If you're not careful, finesse. You know, say me, I'm a snap. I go carry go. If me, I got money past you. If you're not careful,
finesse. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Finesse. If I broke, now my business. All I show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Baby, you know that I'm in a choco. Baby, you know that I'm in a choco. Baby, you know that I'm in a choco. Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina, with my Angelina. Oh me all down. Anytime when I see you for the club or the television, your body. Sure you know say the thing when you carry 50 kill somebody. You know I feel a vibe, you feel a vibe, so baby whine about me. Yeah, and I know you shy, but it's cool when we're making love. On the low, 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 on the low. Let's go.
This is your radio.
Broadcasting live from the Senegalese capital of Dakar.
The capital city of Senegal.
24 hours, 7 days a week, all year round. On 94.9 FM, this is West Africa Democracy Radio Dakar. We got you covered. We got you covered on all fronts. News, programs, special shows, and lots of all new music. From Dakar to Benin, from Nigeria to Ghana, Conakry, Bissau, Niger, Togo, Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mali, Mauritania, Ouagadougou, Cape Verde to the Gambia.
WADR, promoting dialogue.
It's midday in Dakar, 1 o'clock in Porto Novo. Good afternoon and many thanks for staying tuned to West Africa Democracy Radio, broadcasting on 94.9 FM and worldwide on WADR.org. Welcome to Newslink, and here are the top stories. Counsel to former Guinean President Addis Camara begins offense in the case of the events of 28 September 2009 Stadium Massacre. Authorities in Mali jailed Toure, leader of M5 RFP, for discrediting the state and disturbing public order. Debate on RHDP's nomination of President Ouattara for the 2025 poll sparks debate in Côte d'Ivoire.
It will be better if the president stays because he's working well. The country is doing well, security is there. We invite him to represent us again.
He has to stay because he's working well, and that's a good thing.
And mixed reactions in Nigeria trail President Tinubu's one-year administration.
He removed this fuel subsidy immediately. Everything just take a different dimension.
In the past, it used to cost us. What it costs us now is like 3,000% what it used to cost us in the past.
I think it still needs to do a number of reforms. I don't think it needs a cabinet of 48 ministers.
Please stay tuned for details of these stories and more.
Here is a more edit with Newslink.
Many thanks for joining us and a warm welcome to our listeners in the Gambia, Ghana, Liberia and Sierra Leone. Let's begin this afternoon in Guinea, where the defense lawyers took time on Tuesday to address the court in the case of the events of September 28, 2009. Counsel for former military president Musa Dadis Camara, who demonstrated their client's innocence to the judge, accused the prosecution of seeking to convict their clients without proof of the charges against them. They, however, pleaded not guilty and request acquittals. Meanwhile, Mitre Bomi Mara, lawyer for Colonel Abdullah Sharif Dabi, former Minister of Health, during the event, opened the ball. For 2 hours, the lawyer tried to convince the court that the charges against his client were unfounded. According to him, the prosecution had not provided any evidence during the debates implicating the former health minister. The lawyer said he was reassured that his client would be acquitted for lack of evidence. The phase of the pleadings will continue today, Wednesday, with the most eagerly awaited passages, those of counsel for Dadis Camara and Tumba Jakite. Now let's head to Mali, where a member of the pro-Shugel Maiga M5 RFP movement, Boubacar Traoré, was placed on arrest on Tuesday. His arrest by the Judicial Investigation Brigade comes after the publication of an incriminating memorandum against the ruling military. The Prime Minister's mission manager is accused of damaging the credit of the state, insulting magistrates, and disturbing public order. Sankle Janko has more details in this report by Bamako correspondent Alu Cham.
After appearing before the cybercrime prosecutor on Tuesday, Boubacar Traoré was finally placed under a committal order. Traoré was arrested a day earlier at the Prime Minister's office by the Judicial Investigation Brigade. The mission manager of current Prime Minister Chogel Maiga is accused by the judiciary of, and I quote, undermining the credit of the state and contempt of court and of court. In a memorandum signed by the M5 RFP, the movement denounces the management of the transition by the ruling military. According to the document, the military wants to stay in power for less than 5 years. The document also states that the head of government is not consulted when certain major decisions are taken. For the time being, neither Prime Minister Chogol Maiga nor his M5 RFP fringe have officially reacted. Pending his trial, for which no date has been set, Boubacar Traoré remains incarcerated at the Bamako Central Prison. He becomes the second person close to the Prime Minister to be placed under arrest. Last March, Abdelkader Maiga, an advisor to Chogol Maiga, was sentenced to 2 years in prison, one suspended.
Now, report was filed in by our Bamako correspondent, Ali Cham, and voiced by Sankule Janko. The Germany Defense Ministry late on Tuesday says it will keep its military air transport hub in Niger's capital, Niamey, open for now, shortly after the European Union announced it will end its military mission in the country by June 30. Berlin has some 90 troops based in Niamey at the moment. Until a coup in 2023, Niger had been a partner of the Sahel region against militants who have killed thousands of people and displaced millions more. However, the military rulers have pushed former colonial power France to remove its forces and agreed on the withdrawal of American troops while deepening ties with Russia. The German defense minister said in a statement that Germany and Niger have struck a temporary agreement allowing for the continued presence of German forces in Niger, adding that this would enable Berlin to keep the base open beyond May 31. Germany had used the base in Niamey since 2013 as a supply hub for its forces in neighboring Mali, where they were serving as part of the United Nations peacekeeping mission MINUSMA. In Burkina Faso, members of the Transitional Legislative Assembly unanimously voted for the ratification of the Liptako-Goma Charter establishing the Alliance of Sahel States. Through this charter, the government of Burkina Faso now has a legal framework for combating terrorism in collaboration with neighboring states, Mali and Niger. Augustin Kohli completes the story.
The bill ratifying the Liptako government chapter has now been adopted. Voted unanimously by the deputies of the Transitional Legislative Assembly, this text aims to reinforce the legal existence of the Alliance of Sahel States. Karamoko Jean-Marie Touaré is the Burkinabe Minister of Foreign Affairs.
By voting this law at 100%, the deputies not only showed but signaled their interest in survival and the dynamics of the Sahel region. It is also a signal to the government that it must be followed regularly on everything that is happening in the context of the reconfiguration of our space.
Dans le cadre donc de la reconfiguration de notre espace.
According to Traoré, this law will set up the fight against terrorism in the region in synergy with Mali and Niger. Before adopting the law, members of parliaments were briefed on the legal nature of the AES, its areas of competence, and the issue of free movement.
La charte du Liptako-Gourma prévoyait déjà.
The Charter of the Liptako-Goma already provided for the opening and creation of other entities, and it has been realized at the level of the heads of state that it was necessary to push the structure to a much more coherent, more relevant, and more effective territorial level, which will be that of the Confederation of the Alliance of the Sahel States.
L'Alliance des États du Sahel.
The head of Burkina Faso's diplomacy also indicated that the treaty establishing the Alliance for Sahel State Confederation was ready. All that remains is for it to be adopted at a summit of the heads of state of the three countries. No date has been announced for this summit of the junta leaders in Bamako, Ouagadougou, and Niamey.
Augustin Coley filed that report.
More stories coming up on West Africa Democracy Radio. Newslink continues.
President Bashir Diomaye Faye of Senegal is expected to make his first working and friendly visit to the Sahel region on Thursday. Diomaye Faye will arrive in Ouagadougou, the Burkinabe capital, where he will meet with interim president Captain Ibrahim Traoré. While the Senegalese leader continues his tour of the sub-region, his mission to Burkina Faso is crucial and bears the message of several regional leaders who had asked him to interface with the coup state seeking to break away from ECOWAS. Nigeria's president and ECOWAS chairperson Bola Tinubu and President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana had both called on Diomaye Faye's leadership to reconcile the relations between Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger with the sub-regional body. Now let's take it to Côte d'Ivoire, where the political landscape is heating up ahead of the October 2025 presidential elections. The latest reaction follows the ruling RHDP party's presidential nomination for next year's ballot. President Alassane Ouattara was chosen by the rally of the Euphrates for Democracy candidate, has yet to confirm his candidacy, but his selection is causing a stir among the population. Undeterred by this development, other opposition politicians are preparing grounds for the race to the presidency. HSC tells us more in this report by our Abidjan correspondent Alban Ade.
On the streets of Abidjan, the Ivorian capital, the debate is still alive after the ruling RHDP party announces presidential flag bearer for the 2025 polls. For some Ivorians, President Alassane Ouattara must remain the head of state. They explain why.
It will be better if the president stays because he's working well. The country is doing well, security is there, development, major work sites, we see roads, bridge, interchanging springing up everywhere. We invite him to represent us again.
He has to stay because he's working well, and that's a good thing. Thanks to him, there are things we've never seen before, and we're seeing them now. When someone works to find money to do things, it's not easy, so people need to understand that he is a good president.
In contrast, others reject this view, arguing that the current president must pass the baton to the next generation.
The Constitution allows him to do so, but in my opinion, it is time for him to pass the torch to the younger generation because you have to know when to leave. His third term has been much contested, and I think it's time, after all the work he's done, to know how to play better. I would like President Alassane Ouattara to pass the torch to someone younger than him.
At some point, you have to know when to leave. You have to know how to leave. There are a lot of young people in the RHDP who have the ability to manage.
However, RHDP's presidential candidate and seventh President Alassane Ouattara has yet to confirm his candidacy for the 2025 elections. In the meantime, opposition politicians such as former President Laurent Gbagbo, despite his removal from the electoral register, Pascal Affi-N'Guessan of the FBI and Charles Blé Goudé of the COGEP are already positioning themselves for the electoral battle.
A Tisu voiced the report filed in by our Abidjan correspondent Alban Ade. Now, Togo's maritime sector says it has reviewed a law governing the operations of the Lomé port. This particular revision, which targets the exemption periods for containers destined for Niger, aims to improve the volume of trade and adapt competition standards. Announcing the initiative, Togolese Minister of Blue Economy, Edem Kuku Tenge, explains that the new provision takes effect on June 1, 2024. David Vincent has more details.
The new provision, which becomes effective June 1st at the port of Lomé, aims to improve the volume of trade and competition standards. According to the authority, shipping lanes can, depending on their pricing policies, apply a duty-free period of more than 40 days in compliance with the competition rules in this area. This declaration was made as part of ongoing reforms for the optimization of port operations for hinterland countries. The new regulation aims to facilitate commercial activities in landlocked countries like Niger. In addition, this provision will also allow fair and efficient transportation and management of goods. Togo's custom clearance duration until the revision allowed 4 days minimum for permanent import and 15 days minimum for temporary import and exempted cargo. The port of Lomé adds that the new measure will speed up the process of importing and exporting containers, which will benefit Niger, whose military rulers had closed its borders with Benin, a major transit route for goods. The junta in Niamey enforced the measure in the aftermath of the July 26 coup that toppled President Mohamed Bazoum.
David Vincent filed that report. You're listening to Newslink on West Africa Democracy Radio, broadcasting from Dakar, Senegal. Here is a reminder of our top stories. Counsel to former Guinean President Dadis Camara begins defense in the case of the event of 28 September 2009 Stadium Massacre. Authorities in Mali jailed Toure, leader of M5 RFP, for discrediting the state and disturbing public order. Debate on RHDP's nomination of President Ouattara for the 2025 polls sparks debate in Côte d'Ivoire. And still ahead in the news, mixed reactions in Nigeria trail President Tinubu's one-year administration. We also have the press review, a guest interview, and sports news. Please stay with us.
West Africa Democracy Radio. It's you speaking.
Well, don't forget that you can listen to us live on wadr.org. We are also streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Now, some Nigerians have expressed mixed reactions over unmet expectations and unfulfilled promises by President Bola Tinubu, whose administration clocks 1 year in office today, May 29. For some citizens, they highlighted how the president's first tenure has exacerbated the hardship and suffering of numerous Nigerians, while Tinubu supporters say the state of the economy is a result of the current realities. Despite Tinubu's campaign and his inauguration day pledges to revitalize the economy, the stakeholders said inflation remained a major issue, eroding the purchasing power of ordinary Nigerians.
He removed this fuel subsidy immediately. Everything just take a different dimension. We don't see customers again, not like before. We sell in quantities. But this time around, people come just pick 1 or 2 things. When you ask, they say, madam, there's no money in the country.
We take care of vulnerable people in some areas. In the past, it used to cost us, what it costs us now is like 3,000% what it used to cost us in the past.
Bag of rice is 65,000. Everything costs, no food, nothing. People, they die for hunger. Make government to help us.
Time to say, okay, I never knew it was this bad. Now that I know. By the second year, it's going to be very difficult for anybody. Mid-second year, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to make excuses anymore. And then number 2 is the fact that economies respond to realities. One of our realities is the fact that we're not a production nation. We don't have a lot of things to export. And you can only earn effects to show up the fortunes of your economy if you export. We are not exporting anything.
I think it still needs to do a number of reforms. I don't think it needs a cabinet of 48 ministers to do that. It's bloated, it's unwieldy, and it's not fit for purpose.
Well, we'll be looking more into this one-year administration on our guest interview segment. In the meantime, authorities in Nigeria have commenced a nationwide vaccination campaign against the human papilloma HPV virus. On Tuesday, the Yobe State government in Northeast region kicked off the exercise targeting 350,000 girls between the ages of 9 and 14. Damaturu now joins the list of states such as Oyo in the southeast, region to prevent cervical cancer, improve the well-being of young girls, and promote maternal health. As WDL's Usman Marin Abuja reports, over 7 million girls would have been vaccinated by the end of the nationwide inoculation program.
Yobe State launched the HPV vaccination on Tuesday in collaboration with the World Health Organization WHO and the Global Initiative for Vaccine Equity after Oyo State in the southwestern region. Speaking as the flag off, the Executive Secretary of the State Primary Healthcare Management Board, Dr. Babagana Machina, revealed that the HPV vaccination aims to minimize deaths resulting from cervical cancer. The State Commissioner for Women Affairs, Yajalu Badama, who assured that the vaccine being used is safe and effective, further disclosed that the exercise targets 350,000 girls between the ages of 9 and 14. All 565 schools spread across the 17 local government areas of Yobe State will be covered during the 5-day immunization period, said Habib Yinka, the state coordinator of the WHO. Cervical cancer caused by the HPV virus is the third most common cancer and the second most frequent cause of cancer deaths among women aged between 15 and 44 years in Nigeria. In 2020, the latest year for which data is available, the country recorded 12,000 new cases and 8,000 deaths from cervical cancer. By this vaccination drive, the Nigerian government aims to reach 7.7 million girls, the largest number in a single round of HPV vaccination in the African region. For Newslink on West Africa Democracy Radio, Usman Umar reporting from Abuja.
Ghana's Attorney General is facing increased calls to resign following an allegation of witness tampering leveled against him by an accused in a case in which the minority leader is being tried for causing financial loss to the state. Meanwhile, the two leading political parties in the country, the governing New Patriotic Party NPP and the opposition National Democratic Congress NDC, have been taking turns to address press conferences on the matter. From Accra, WDL's Nadi Tete reports.
Ghana's Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfrey Wadr is facing calls for his immediate dismissal and prosecution following allegations of attempting to collude with the third accused in the ongoing trial of Dr. Kasiela Tuforsen, a former Deputy Finance Minister under the Eswal Mahama administration. Dr. Tuforsen, who leads the minority in Parliament, as well as two others, is on trial for allegedly causing financial loss to the state to the tune of 2.37 million euros through the importation of some ambulances. The National Democratic Congress has presented evidence, including a 16-minute audio recording which allegedly reveals the Attorney General urging the third accused, Richard Jakpa, to testify in a manner that is different from Jakpa's previous explanation of the contract for the purchase of the ambulances in a bid to incriminate Dr. Tuforsen. The NDC has demanded the immediate resignation or dismissal of Mr. Dame, stating that he is unfit to hold the office of the Attorney General.
In addition to the voice recordings, we have other evidence by way of screenshots of chats on WhatsApp between Godfrey Dame and Mr. Jakpa, which further proved that the Attorney General contacted a represented person without recourse to the represented person's lawyer.
They've also asked for his prosecution and disbarment for violating the laws of Ghana and the ethics of the legal practice. However, the governing New Patriotic Party has dismissed the calls for the Attorney General's resignation, claiming the audio is doctored.
Even in respect of what was played, it is apparent that there are repetitions, voice-over, and distortions, demonstrating that the NDC has spent these past days distorting whatever tape they played.
According to the NPP, attempts by the NDC to hide behind politics to avoid accountability will not stand. Meanwhile, a legal expert, Professor Kwejo Apieje-Tua, has added to the increasing calls for Godfrey Wadr's resignation, warning against the impact of the alleged conduct on the credibility of the judiciary and criminal justice system.
If what has been said and said in the public domain is what is the truth, then he has to do the honorable thing by resigning.
For WADR, Nadi Tete, Accra.
Liberia is now facing a complex situation after 60% of its citizens repatriated from the Buduburam refugee camp in Ghana were classified as drug addicts, with 15 of them said to be mentally challenged. At a news conference in Monrovia, the executive director of the Liberian Refugee Repatriation Resettlement Commission, Patrick Wozier, described the majority of the returnees as constituting societal threats. Recall that over the weekend, the first batch of 770 Liberians stranded in Ghana safely arrived in the country following nearly 4 days of travel by road.
There have been few challenges and want to take ownership of that. The case that we brought into the country, 80% are drugs addicts, all on drugs. So we are putting in measures right now to make sure that we do the screening among them, do a drug test. Those who are free, we integrate them, and those who are linked to drugs or are drugs users will work along the task force to place them into rehab homes. We also have disabled people. We brought on board 15 crazy people. It's serious. They are Liberians who live in Ghana. So there are 15 crazy people among them. So we'll make sure we contact the Graham Hospital to make sure that we transfer them to the centers. There are women and children. There are almost 183 children below the age of 5, Akim. We have 116 pregnant women on board. So we are counting on not just the government alone, our development partners. Tomorrow, the first team will leave in the evening to go back to Ghana to start to prepare them. I'm holding everything constant. By the 31st of May, the second batch will pick up from Ghana. So we can live up to our agreement that the first 1,539 will all move away from the camp.
Patrick Rozier is Executive Director of the Liberian Refugee Repatriation Resettlement Commission.
This is the Newspaper Review. Stay abreast and find out what the top stories are in your country.
This is the Newspaper Review.
The Newspaper Review.
Well, we join Sangle Janko in Banjul for the Newspaper Review.
Hello there and welcome to this edition of the Press Review coming to you from Banjul, the Gambia. Let's begin today's Press Review with the Fourier newspaper. And the lead story on the Fourier newspaper reads, Arrested Marakisa villagers released on bail. That's the top story on the Fourier newspaper this Wednesday. State Guard Commander Colonel Mbub laid to rest. Recently, the commander of the State Guards of the Gambia Armed Forces, Colonel Mbub, died on Saturday following a brief illness. In fact, on that particular day, Colonel Mbub flew a military jet around the country and took some very nice pictures, and moments later, he was pronounced dead. BAG's finance director admits making imprudent honorarium payments to councillors. Audit performance report reveals GCCA incurred loss of $36 million. Taxi driver testifies in police shooting case that is Usman Bojang, who allegedly shot 3 police officers. Woman on wheelchair testifies in her ex-husband's attempted murder trial. Let's move on to the Standard newspaper for today. The lead story on the Standard newspaper reads, Talib warns Barrow against third term. Talib is the youngest mayor as well as the mayor of the Kanifing Municipal Council, that is KMC. For many people, he is tipped to be the standard bearer for the opposition United Democratic Party UDP for the 2026 presidential elections, but this is not confirmed. But what is confirmed is that Talib has won President Barrow against a third-term bid. Cabinet to meet over draft constitution this week with a photo of Dauda A. Jallow, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice of the Gambia. Gambia needs ethical leadership to thrive. That's according to Satan Nabani, a human rights activist. These are the major stories making headlines on Gambian dailies, and it's back to you in the studio.
Many thanks, Uncle Janko there with the Newspaper Review.
Politics, analysis on major news, social matters, and all. This is a guest.
Well, we'll take you back to Nigeria as today marks 1 year since President Bola Tinubu took over the affairs of the country. For many, it has not been a pleasant ride, while others believe he will do better in subsequent years. This has formed debates among Nigerians. Well, our guest, public affairs expert Jide Ojo, takes a look at the performance of Tinubu's administration in the last 365 days.
We are celebrating 25 years of uninterrupted democracy from 1999 to 2024, and we are celebrating first anniversary of Tinubu's presidency as the 16th president of Nigeria. Incidentally, I weighed in my column in the Punch newspaper of today, and I did an appraisal of his presidency 1 year in office, and I said Tinubu's first anniversary of a wobbling presidency. Why did I say it's a wobbling presidency? The presidency is yet to find its feet, yet to find its breathing. Recall that Chief Paniamu, when he was coach of under-17 football team of Nigeria, at one of the tournaments, 1993 or thereabout, said they wobble and fumble to victory. So Tinubu may yet wobble and fumble to success in 2027, but it's on a very slow start because the statistics, as I quoted in my column in the Punch, which the statistics does not look bright at all. Tinubu has taken Nigeria from all the developmental indexes or indices that have pointed south. He has taken us from south to south-south, and things are quite gloomy.
Very well. I wanted to ask, because most of his supporters say that he is actually doing well. There's been so much talk about, what he has been able to do in the last 1 year, but this is not what we are hearing on the street, because from our survey, if you check the prices of food items, even the minimum wage, the current minimum wage cannot even afford a half bag of rice. That's 25 kg bag of rice. Is there hope in the next couple of years? Like you started, do you think he will wobble in this early start and perhaps succeed in the coming years?
I do hope so. I want to be optimistic, but I think he still needs to do a number of reforms. As I said in my column in the Punch of today, I don't think he needs a cabinet of 48 ministers to do that. It's bloated, it's unwieldy, and it's not fit for purpose. How has he been able to effectively oversight those 48 men and women? So he needs to cut down. The Constitution says he should appoint at least a minister from every state. Let him keep it to the minimum. Number two, I do not see him continuing this trajectory of funding or subsidizing only pilgrimages. This year, Tinubu spent 90 billion naira to subsidize only pilgrimage to Mecca. He's using state funds that is scarce to subsidize religious pilgrimages. Number three, he needs to overhaul the budgeting process of this country.
Well, you can find a full interview with Jido Joe, public affairs analyst, on our website, wadr.org. And in sport news, Brazil's 2016 Olympic champion Thiago Braz would not be able to attempt to regain his title in Paris this year, having been banned for 16 months for doping on Tuesday by the Athletics Integrity Unit. The 30-year-old had protested his innocence, saying he had consumed it through sports supplement containing the banned substance. And that's it on this edition of Newslink on West Africa Democracy Radio, broadcasting from Dakar, Senegal. Thank you for listening. I am Imo Edet. Good afternoon.
And many thanks to you for listening to